Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you were new here, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope that if you watch and enjoy this video, you would want to stick around and hit that subscription button, and yeah, hopefully you will. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here and I did a little BH Cosmetics haul. I've only had a little bit of experience with them. The one palette, the marble palette that I tried, it wasn't my favorite, but from the reviews that I've been seeing, they have been stepping up their game a little bit with their eyeshadows, and I thought that I would try some of their eyeshadow palettes. I also wanted to try out their foundation, their concealer, and I have a couple of other things, but I am debating doing them and giving them away in the giveaway, which I hope to have coming up very soon. So I'm going to get ready with you, and I have to go out anyway, so I figured, well, why not get ready with you in front of the camera and talk to you guys. So I'm going to discuss the foundation and the ingredients and all the other things about it, and you're going to let me know what your experience is with it. So for those of you who don't know, BH Cosmetics is a quite, I want to say affordable, but again, it's a difficult word because affordable means different things to different people. I would almost call this a drugstore product because of the price point that it is at. Taking a look at the foundation, it comes in decent packaging. It's got a nice textured, not even textured, I just happen to like the feel of the packaging. Let's open her up and take a look. It does come in a nice glass bottle, a frosted glass bottle, and I think it's very sleek packaging. Of course, it does have your 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty much standard across the board, only occasionally is there a little more or a little less of the foundation. And I am in the color Natural Beige, which I believe is 204. Now let's talk about the foundation. Let me look up some facts on it so I can share them with you. Now this foundation does come in 18 colors. I think there is a decent color range. 18 colors isn't too bad. Can they always improve and get up to 40? Yes, but at least I think that they're trying. Let me share with you the shade range. They have all light shades across the top, and then they have a, I don't want to call it great, I'd say it is a halfway decent dark, medium to dark shade range. Let me read a little bit about what they're saying about this foundation. It says hyaluronic acid to help lock in moisture, gives soft focus look, medium to full undetectable coverage. I'll let you know. Leaves skin with a luminous appearance, which means to me that it is not going to be a matte foundation. I'm not a fan of matte foundation, so I just want to throw that out there. Ultra lightweight coverage, provides a flawless complexion. It is vegan, they are a cruelty-free company, and it is dermatologist tested. I never go with that, just saying. As far as the ingredients go, there is nothing alarming. There is mica in this, so if you have any problem with mica, I want you to note that it is fairly high in the ingredient list, so that's putting that out there. It does not have denatured alcohol, which is the only reason that I am trying this foundation. If you have been watching my channel, you know my issue with denatured alcohol. I have an entire video coming up regarding denatured alcohol in products and why it should not be there. So I am hoping for a luminous, nice coverage finish. Said I have heard some mixed reviews about it, but I like to give my opinion. All of the products that I am going to be using today, because I did not get everything from BH Cosmetics, I have kept them all drugstore, so that if you do want to try this and you only have drugstore, then you can definitely do it with me. I'm going to shake it up because even if it does not say so, then I always shake it anyway. It does not give instructions on how to use it specifically, whether they suggest a brush or a beauty sponge. I personally think that you shouldn't have to use one or the other. I really believe that you should be able to use what's most comfortable to you when you are using products. I already have primed and moisturized my face. I'm going to pump it on my hand. It's not a very runny foundation, as you can see. I'm just going to take it and dot it on my face. It is a rather thick foundation, actually. because it's giving those little peaks. Upon first application, I think the color might be a little off. It looked a little light, but honestly, it just disappeared. I see nothing on my face. Let's try that again. And it disappeared again. And as I'm looking in the viewfinder, it does look slightly light, but where I'm sitting, it doesn't look too light. That didn't go much better. How about we try a brush? Okay, so I have my new Sigma brush, the F50, that I want to try. And it is still disappearing on my skin. Since that's a new brush, I'm going to take my tried and true It Cosmetics for Ultra brush. How many layers of this have I put on? And it continues to disappear. I think this is my 4th pump. Literally, when you use a sponge, it just takes the product right off. It is covering nothing. It looks like, you can tell the difference on camera because it looks a little light for me, which I can totally either add in a mixing medium or add some bronzer to warm it up, but where is it? I'll try to buff it into the skin. It does not play well with the Beauty Blender. I'm gonna try my finger. Yeah, the color is definitely too light. Medium to full? No. Looks like I'm not wearing anything aside, as I said, from the I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. So I can always fix the color, but the coverage, kind of difficult to fix. Alright, how much of this am I supposed to add? It's getting a little ridiculous, isn't it? I'm putting another pump on my hand. And again, you see I just pounced that on there? Do you see anything? Do you see anything? Now, any of my other foundations, when I stipple it on like this, it will cover up a multitude of sins. And nothing. I said, this is my best brush. This is an expensive brush. And if a foundation is going to work with a brush, it's going to be this one. Okay, I can say this, for the person who has no skin issues whatsoever, you might like this foundation. It's not too sticky, but it has no coverage. So if you're looking for like that no makeup type of look, it doesn't look cakey on my skin. I will give it that. There's no cake. It feels comfortable. As I said, right now it's still a little tacky, so I definitely will be setting it. But it says medium to full undetectable coverage. How many layers did I put on? There was no medium, and there's definitely not any full. It's not really settling into my lines, which I like. I said if I need to just slap something on and run out the door if I didn't have anything to cover up, that might be okay. But yeah, so remember, this is the first impression of everything that I'm trying for BH Cosmetics. This is not bad, it's just not what I was expecting. That's the problem. I was expecting something completely different. But I will let you know. I'm going to go into the concealer. Here is the BH Studio Pro Concealer. I am in the color 111. I'm thinking this may be too dark. I kind of like, I don't want super light, but I don't want super dark either. Let's read up on the concealer and see what they say. So here is the concealer. You are getting 0.35 ounces, which is just a little bit more than your Shape Tape concealer. I don't see anything super alarming as far as the ingredients go, but it does have mica as the second ingredient. Again, that might be something you want to consider. As far as the shade range, sorry about that, is not that fabulous, and they do have color correcting shades, but look how many light shades there are not that many dark shades. This concealer is $6, by the way. I forgot to mention how much the foundation was. The foundation itself is only $9.50. So that, again, to me is definitely a drugstore price point. This concealer has an applicator. It does not have a doe foot applicator. It has one of those, almost like for skincare. And I'm going to see how this does work. Just dotted it on. A lot comes out. You have to be a little careful. It's quite thick. And this is more of my skin tone for the foundation, by the way. Upon first glance, the coverage is good. Now, with this concealer, they do say right in the description that you should set it to prevent creasing. So they're telling you right up front. At least they're not saying that you don't have to, or they're not saying anything about it. It is, I think it did cover fairly well. If you look at the difference, I think there is a decent coverage. It's not really cakey underneath my eye, but in this light, I can definitely see a little bit of my texture underneath my eyes, but I'm not going to judge it yet. I am going to. Maybe I used too much. I said it is quite thick. It doesn't feel drying though, I will say that. To me, I can still see my darkness, and yet when I look in the viewfinder, it looks decent. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I do have to run out to the store. I'm hoping that when I get back to my bedroom and I look in my lighted mirror that I don't look horrifying, because then I'll just have to take it all off and redo it. Okay, so here's the coverage. I think it's decent. I want to see how it works for covering up any problem areas, since that foundation didn't cover it up. And this looks really dark on my skin because the foundation was so light. Now that I know what it is, as I said, I wouldn't have minded if they said this was a light coverage foundation, but because they said it was medium to full, which is what I enjoy, I'm a little disappointed. But other than that, I said it hasn't settled into anything. It doesn't look cakey, and it's not settling into my lines, so I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at the whole full coverage claim. Okay, this did do a decent job at covering up a couple of my blemishes. So what we are going to set it like they suggest we do. To set my under eyes, first I'm going to just tap out a little bit more of the creases, but I am going to use my e.l.f. under eye setting powder. This is like $3. It works quite well. I'm very glad I have it. Do I like others as well? Yes, I love my Laura Mercier. I have the little baby one, and I like my Cover FX. But for $3, this is great, good stuff. I just want to tap out these creases. Okay, unfortunately, it is making my under eye look a little dry. I said from my perspective, it's not the most flattering lighting, so I don't know. It doesn't feel dry though, which is interesting. I am also going to set my foundation. Since I don't even know if they have a a setting powder or not. I should have looked that up. As a matter of fact, let me look it up for you. They do have a pressed setting powder, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer loose. Unfortunately, I'm using pressed today because I'm completely out of my setting powder, and I am waiting to purchase another one till I get paid. But I am going to use my CoverGirl Advanced Radiance, which is also fairly reasonably priced. I sometimes use the puff, I use that on the go, but I'm going to use a brush with mine. And I'm just going to use the duo fiber one. Okay, underneath my eye right now, I can tell you, is looking kind of accentuated. The lines are kind of accentuated. I'm a little about that. Even after I've set it, maybe it's because I've set it with a compact powder, it still does feel just a tiny bit tacky. Before I do my eyes, I'm just going to finish the rest of my face. For my contour, I am going to use my Bronze Booster from Physicians Formula. These are kind of pricey, but you can always get the buy one, get one 50% off. In case you're wondering, I am using this big fluffy fan type brush, and they call it a blending brush, which is true, but I like the way it puts on my contour. For the rest of my bronzer, I know I said I didn't like this quite a few months ago, but I learned to actually like it. I don't love it, but I do like it. It is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It's just very light, and I was expecting something a little bit more intense, that's all. I was used to using much more intense bronzers. But once you get to know a product, which is why first impressions aren't always the best idea, but they can be helpful because, you know, sometimes when you get an impression of a product and you don't like it, you tend not to want to try it again. That's just me, I guess. If you agree with me, let me know. Hopefully that's warmed up my face just, I'm trying to see if there's a mirror. Hopefully that's warmed up my face just a little bit. Okay. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow I bought. This is the Nouveau Neutrals 26 Color Shadow and Blush Palette. This palette is currently $9.60 on the website, the BH Cosmetics website, and you are getting 38 grams of product. Now my order did take close to, I ordered it on July 3rd, so it took quite a bit of time to get to me because I just got it yesterday, that being the 14th. So I'm used to my products coming a lot sooner. Now again, this is a first impression of this as well because I have not tried it. BH Cosmetics doesn't have the best packaging. This is just your plastic packaging, but honestly people, for $10, how can you complain about it? I certainly can't. When you open her up, it does have the sheet with the names on it, which of course I prefer that they would have the names underneath them, but the names are really only helpful if you're trying to do a tutorial. It doesn't have a mirror, again, for $10. You know, what do you think? Now, I do like the colors. Yes, they are colors that I do already have in my collection, but I really wanted to give these a try because I just wanted to. They also do have blushes, a nice range of blushes. I think these all might be pretty wearable for me. I am hoping that they will be. I also purchased the Eye Essential 7-piece brush set. Previously, I've only purchased individual brushes from Ulta, not from BH themselves. Now, I did cheat a little bit, and I did kind of wash these first. I didn't try them, but I washed them, and then I put them back in their plastic because I still wanted to make the nice impression. In here, you are getting, the first one you are getting is called 101, and it is a blending brush. Very, very soft. The next one you are getting is, hold on 1 minute, I have no space to put anything down. The next you are getting is 102, which is a large shading brush. I have so many shading brushes, but this did come in a kit, and the kit was only $7.20 currently on their website. So for essentially these brushes are about $1 a piece, which you can't complain if they're not perfect brushes. But this shader brush is soft. I also have a lot of concealer brushes that look a lot like this. The next one is 103, which is a small shader brush. And if you notice, there is quite a different consistency and technique for how these were made. I normally use these brushes for smudging. I can sometimes use them to pack on color. Here is your number 104, which is the angled blending brush. I do like these when I do the outer edges of my eyes to create that triangle. It is a little softer and more flexible. I think these are longer than I prefer, but I will let you know how they perform. Again, this kit was $7.20. This is number 105. It is a pencil brush, and I think it's a really nice size. I will use this either for in my inner corner or for more precision underneath my eye when I do my bottom lash line. This is a 107, which is a fine lower lash line liner. And last but not least, you have 107, which is the small angled brush, and this can be useful for many things. This might make a good liner. Again, I have to play with it and the consistency of it. Now, can I create an eye look using just these brushes? I did bring my kitten color switch so that I could try to use just these brushes to create a look, and we will see what happens. The first thing I want to do is use a color all over my lid, and I'm going to use this one here. And upon further inspection, they don't tell you the names, or else, because all the names would be matte, soft shimmer, and metallic. They are just telling you the finishes of the shadows. They are not the names. So I am going to take this fluffy brush, the blending brush, and I'm going to dip into the shadow here. See how much got picked up, and let's see what happens. Now it does slightly look powdery on my eyes. That could be because of the concealer that I put on. Underneath my eyes right now, the wrinkles, I'm not liking this concealer at all. The wrinkles are so accentuated. I think it's showing, I think there are wrinkles there that I never knew that I had. Very textured, very, very odd. Not happy whatsoever. I'm hoping maybe it'll settle in. I'm going to use that same brush because I don't have a smaller brush. This could be difficult, but again, I was trying to create a look, but I may dip into my other brushes as well. As a transition color, I am going to go into this color here. Picked up a bit. Not very much kick up. Ooh, that's pigmented. Not much kick up at all in the pan. I have to explain to you what is going on underneath my eyes. It looks like something is sucking the moisture out of my eyes and it's pulling them underneath up, so I have these like little ridges in them. It's the most bizarre thing I think I've ever seen. Weird. I am going to use another brush because I want a little bit more precision. This is a very wide one. I want to get more in my crease, so I'm going to use my Morphe M330. I'm really drawn to the orangey shades, but because I'm wearing pink, I am going to go for a more pink look, even though I'm feeling something else, to be honest with you. Because of that, I'm going to take this cool toned Morphe color. This one has a bit of kick up. I'm going to place that right in my crease and a little bit above. I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brush and I'm going to add some more of this as above my brow bone a little bit to soften that crease color just a tad. I do have a tendency to bring my crease color up further because of my cutted eyes. It gets hard to see. first lid color, I am going to take this color here using the large shader brush. This is applying it very nicely. I just pack it on and I think it's going on beautifully. I'm going to take my Morphe brush again and going back into this Morphe. Using my angled shader brush, I'm going to take this chocolate brown and just deeper up the outer edge. These colors are very pigmented, and the brushes are applying them very nicely. Now I'm going to take the 101 shader brush again from BH Cosmetics, go into my color switch, and I'm going to just blend that out. Now I'm just going to take this. This really doesn't have a pale brow bone color other than this white, but it does have some shimmer. I will try that. It looks a little too yellow, to be honest, but we're going to try. That's not bad. And I am using the 103 large shader brush. I am going to take this 105 pencil brush. I'm going to go into this reddish pinky tone, and I'm going to run that underneath my lower lash line. This is a beautiful brush for doing your lower lash line. Guys, the texture of my under eyes, I'm going to be redoing this because there's no way I'm going out like this. That concealer was just, on my first impression, the concealer is horrible. I will try it other ways with a different setting powder, without, I don't know, but right now it's horrifying. I'm going to take this little liner brush. I'm going to take this sparkly mauve color that we did use, and I'm going to go over that a little bit. I'm going to clean off my pencil brush here. And what the hey, I am going to take this sparkly yellow. No, you know what? Change my mind. I'm going to take this sparkly, kind of goldy, rosy color. Okay, I am going to go off camera. I'm going to do my liner, my brows, and my mascara because I'm not fighting with false lashes for half an hour. And I will be back shortly to go over the blushes with you and to talk about some exciting stuff. Be right back. Hi everybody, I am back. So I did finish my eyes. I added some liner, mascara, and did my brows, and I can tell you that up close and personal in my lighted makeup mirror in my bedroom, my under eyes look pretty horrendous. Again, it's a first impression, so I'm going to continue to try it. The foundation looks pretty darn good. I'm quite happy with the foundation. It just, as I said, it wasn't what I was expecting. Because when you have this expectation out of a product and it gives you something completely different, you can be disappointed. But it looks pretty nice on my skin. I said, this is not going to be a wear test. This is just the first impression. I will come back at a later date when I do my month-end reviews and let you know after I've used it a few times in a few different ways. But let's talk about the blushes in this. Now, I also did purchase this blush palette here. This blush palette I think was about $8. It's the Nude Blush 10 color blush palette. And I was thinking about using this, but I do want to try the ones that are in the palette. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do this for a giveaway. I'm still debating. And if I do want to try it, then I'll just buy another one for the giveaway. But let's try these blushes. I am just going to swatch them for you because there's only a couple. Here are the swatches of the blushes. They are in order from top to bottom. This is this last peachy blush. They have a funny texture to them. So in the order from my arm, it goes this way down to this one. This is the only one that is really buttery soft. These have an interesting texture to them. If you look at them on my arm, I don't know about the color selection, but I'm going to try them on, and that's how we're going to determine how they actually look on the face. I am going to use my Estetica brush that the FP12 that we got in our BoxyCharm. Because of the pink look, I do want to try this neutral one here, this pinky neutral. do get a lot on your brush. I always go in with a light hand first, just in case. It is going on beautifully. I have absolutely no complaints. As far as that one color, I really do like the way it looks. It's not harsh, it blends very nicely. I wish they had scents. I love scented makeup. But I think that's really pretty, and I think it goes on really nicely. I'll be interested to see how this one looks on my cheeks, I said, because it's an odd color. I don't know how it would translate onto my cheeks, but eventually I will try it out. So far I can say that I am very happy with this. I mean, for a $10 palette, essentially, you're getting a ton of product, and I think some of these shadows have performed better than my high-end products that I do have. I cannot wait to, obviously I can't speak to all of the colors. This was just, as I said, a first impression, but so far I'm extremely happy. I do eventually want to play with every color in this palette and try all the blushes, and I will come back to you and I will give you my final thoughts on it. But I would say run out and get this palette, because for $10 you're getting cheek colors and you're getting eye colors, and I think, I want to say that they're good, the ones that I've tried, not just for the price, but they're just good in general. And for such an affordable palette, at least affordable for me, I think that's fabulous. Now, I do want to complete this look with a couple of things, and then I'm going to show you the few rest of the items that I did get that I wasn't able to use today, but I will use in the future, and then give you my surprise. For highlighter, as I said, I am keeping it drugstore, and I am just going to use the Master Chrome in Multi Rose Gold. Well, this is from Maybelline, by the way. This is not a complete in-your-face highlighter, but it does sit nicely on my skin, and it does give you just a nice glow, unlike my other highlighters that I have. So as you can see, it's just a subtle glow. It's not an in-your-face highlight, which is kind of, you know, kind of neutrally today and everything else, so that's okay. So this is the completed look for today. I think the cat ears make the difference, don't you? That's just my opinion. So let me just show you quickly the other items that I did buy while I was there. I got the Diamond Dazzlers Loose Foil Pigment. This is in the color Radiant. It does have a sifter. Wow, that's stunning. Stunning, stunning. You know what I have to do, right? Yeah, I just had to throw some of that in there. This looks like it's going to be beautiful. It is a little bit chunky when you first take it out, but it blends. It, like, the chunkiness blends out, and that's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give my face a final spritz with the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. It's a little wet, but I like it. It does dry. So, for the potential giveaway, you know, this blush palette, but I did get one of these for a giveaway that will be coming up very soon. I did get you guys one of these palettes, and I'm hoping that you are going to be happy with it. I said, because I'm pretty darn happy with it, and I said, it's not an expensive palette, so obviously you know I didn't pay a lot for it, but I did want to pick one up for you guys. And this and another item, if not the blush palette, then something else, is going to be going in a random giveaway that I am not going to be announcing in the title. It's just for the people who watch my videos consistently. I will announce it at the end of the video that I'm giving a giveaway, doing a giveaway, and I will mention the items that will be in it. And it's for those people who really enjoy my videos and consistently come back. You know, some of the people who signed up for my giveaway that I had are no longer subscribed. They just subscribed to be part of the giveaway, and then they left. I want people who want to stick around to actually enjoy and get pleasure out of watching me as well. So there's going to be that. I also picked up this Glam Reflections palette. I was going to try this one. This is a beautiful packaging for BH Cosmetics. And look at this. I was going to throw this in the giveaway, but I'm going to go out and buy a new one because I'm in love with this palette. I can't wait to try this. I'm super excited. And the mirror on this is spectacular. It's got a huge, huge mirror. So I'm going to run out and get one of these for you guys as well to put in that giveaway. So it may just be like a whole BH Cosmetics thing. I mean, granted, it's going to be like $30 or $40 worth of products, but I buy all my things from my giveaways myself. There's nobody helping me. There's nobody, you know, it's not like it's sponsored or anything like that. It's just my way of saying thank you to you guys. So I hope you're excited about that upcoming giveaway. It will be soon. I'm not saying it's going to be like which video it's going to be in. I said I would just appreciate if you just watch and continue to follow me. And then one of you lucky people will get that. This was a long video. I'm going to be doing lots of trimming down, but thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you enjoyed this. If you like Get Ready With Me's, let me know. If you want more tutorials of anything that I'm doing, let me know. If you want more, I don't know about this angle, let me know how you're liking that, because I know I sometimes do them more close up. So I'm trying different things. I'm trying things that I think are going to work, and I value all of your opinions extremely. So always don't be afraid to give me constructive criticism. I do take it well, and I appreciate it tremendously. So I hope you guys have an amazing day and have an amazing week, and I of course will see you hopefully in the next one. Bye guys.